Welcome back. Recent developments at both the state and federal level are strengthening the outlook for potentially acquiring the coveted C-130J Super Hercules in St. Joseph. News Press Now's Cameron Montemare is live in the studio for more on the latest. Cameron.
Well, the 2024 legislative session in Missouri concluded with Governor Mike Parson signing off on $7.5 million in appropriations for design of a new aircraft maintenance hangar. A key domino that paired with a U.S. defense bill in Washington could boost the outlook for one of St. Joseph's largest employers for the long-term future. The C-130J Super Hercules, considered the global backbone of NATO's airlift superiority, has long been coveted by the 139th Airlift Wing based at Rosecrans Memorial Airport in St. Joseph. Appropriations approved by Missouri Governor Mike Parson will see $7.5 million designated for design of a new aircraft maintenance hangar and $2 million to relocate a fuel storage facility at Rosecrans Airport. The addition of an upgraded maintenance hangar serves as a major checkmark that Rosecrans Airport manager Julius Rice said brings them one step closer to potentially securing the Air Force's premier primary cargo and personnel transport aircraft, with previous attempts to secure the C-130J eluding St. Joseph.
And one of the issues with the last round was some of the maintenance facilities either were too small or out of date or whatever. There's various reasons. Because the J model is actually a little bit larger of an airplane, it's a little bit longer. Just having that design will clear that as an issue or a hindrance of getting J models. So it gets us closer to having a clean slate and no reason why they can't give us Js.
The 139th Airlift Wing, which currently operates older C-130H models, is in the long-term process of relocating to the north end of the airport and the base. The airport is also full speed ahead now with construction of its new air traffic control tower, runway apron, and terminal. Significant construction projects that will modernize the airport and shape it for long-term success. The control tower is now expected to be finished by late summer of 2025, but the new terminal is likely to be finished by fall of this year.
Getting those funding check marks taken care of and having that progress actually moving and not just sitting waiting is definitely a big thing to be happy about. The long-term outlook for Rosecrans is fantastic.
As money funnels in from the state level for key infrastructure improvements for the 139th Airlift Wing and Rosecrans Memorial Airport, moves are simultaneously being made in Washington, D.C., with recent developments boosting the chances for the aircraft coming to St. Joseph. An amendment by Missouri Representative Sam Graves to the National Defense Authorization Act to approve $220 million for 2 additional C-130J aircraft was recently passed out of the House in mid-June and was just received by the Senate on Monday, putting the legislation one step closer to potentially landing on President Joe Biden's desk. Rice emphasized that while the full scope of the project and the new aviation complex is still several years down the road, between groundbreaking construction projects, relocation, and the potential infusion of new C-130s, the future of the base and its economic impact on St. Joseph has arguably never been brighter.
It's an exciting time for the airport, an exciting time for St. Joe, and I hope people can see and realize that the good for the overall economy and community that this will bring.
Cameron Montemare, News Press Now. And make sure to find this story online for an extended look at the latest developments with the 139th Airlift Wing and Rosecrans Memorial Airport. Back to you guys.